And I think that touches into the next topic I'd like to turn to you, Monica, to discuss, is our future workforce. We've talked about how we're going to leverage automation in a co-pilot or an over-the-shoulder sort of way to help automate the tedious, to allow focus on the complicated. And I think this future workforce also expects technology at their desk when they leave the university. In your role, looking globally at this space, what are you observing about our future workforce?
Well, they're very different from the people who are retiring. That's a given, right? The people who are joining the workforce now probably don't consider these kinds of industries as wholly desirable. They're seen as not nearly as sexy as making a game app or something like that. And so we need to work hard to attract people into this space. And we can do that, yes, through technology. We are also, as he pointed out, changing the definition of what these workers are. They're more software people, they may be AI people, but the bottom line is we still need to have people out there doing things like checking on our transmission lines and things like that. And we need to use technology to help them be as productive as possible, as quickly as possible, and do it safely. So there was a great case in one of the sessions I attended yesterday about a transmission tower that could either be replaced or in a different location, take 10 years, cost tens of millions of dollars, or they can try to remediate the structure that they had. And so to keep that safe and to make that possible, they used all kinds of laser scanning and AI technology to interrogate the model that they built. That was brilliant, okay? It's not a sexy use of technology, but it is definitely something that can attract a young person who goes, ooh, drones, AI, I can do that, I want to do that, right? So I think that there's definitely technology that we can bring to bear to make the job more attractive to them. But we also, once we have them, need to have AI, sorry, just
keep going.
Need to have the AI guardrails or just technology guardrails really to help them, because they're not going to have the 20 years to learn from a mentor to get up to speed. So we need to give them technology that lets them not make mistakes or that flags a mistake before it gets to be really harmful.
It's a good point. It's how do you introduce technology to help with that training and onboarding, because we've seen the well-earned retirement of a lot of that institutional knowledge, and now we have to bring this new workforce on so fast, right? I mean, you made XO, the tower one, you break a great example. How are you meshing the thing that they're super excited about, that they're playing with in their backyard, into practical practice? Think of the embodied carbon that would be put into a replacement versus a refurbishment project, and that importance is important.
Right.
Kevin?
I think we also need to think about, when you talk about training, that's one of the other benefits that you can get from creating digital twins. It's not just about, we know a digital twin will cover the full life cycle of an asset, but actually you could start to use it for training.
Oh, absolutely.
And to go back to your earlier point, Monica, around reliability, you can use that digital twin to scenario plan. So the what ifs. What if a flood? What if a wildfire hits this part of the network? What can we do? So we can use it for kind of contingency planning.
I'd compare this transition to when manual board drafting, everyone was doing that, and then CAD came to existence. I think AI, chatbots, ChatGPT, Gemini, Copilot, all those types of tools are going to make everyone's jobs a lot easier. But there's going to be that liability factor, because people, we have these situations where, are you copying a drawing from a previous project, but then there's no checks and balances and things like that. And before we kind of move on from future workforce, I think another thing that factors into this is, with COVID hitting in 2020, working from home is also a discussion. Especially working on engineering type roles, there's a collaboration with teams that need to take place. That a lot of the less experienced individuals may I want to work from home, or I want to have a hybrid approach. There's a collaboration that maybe the technology is helping bridge that gap between having to be in the office all the time, and it's just a conversation that needs to take place.
And for anybody here present or watching remotely or later on that hasn't seen the keynotes from this morning, I strongly encourage you to watch, because I think we saw an outstanding example to the point you just made about dispersed teams working together on projects.